Yep. All right, guys. It's 10 o'clock p.m. Y'all know what time is it? It is the midnight run. And once again, it's me. It's that VINCE. It is April 14th, 2023. How y'all folks doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Protein Bra, I think I left a message for you. Remember, folks, seek the money, not the promotion itself there. You know, titles don't mean anything, you know. You could be a manager at Family Dollar, but you're still going to make $9 an hour, you know. Hello, Joel. How you doing there? Hello, Zach. Am I still smoking nicotine? You don't smoke nicotine. Nicotine is the chemical in the tobacco, so I'm still smoking the tobacco in the cigars. So, yeah, pretty busy tonight on YouTube or so forth. Had a really weird week. I pretty much checked out. I'm going to be honest with you. Even though I put up a lot of videos, I pretty much checked out for the week there. I was hardly doing anything, to be honest with you. What's slapping? Just a lot of crap this week. First off, my merchant processor Stripe cut the card system off one of my websites because they said it was selling CBDs and marijuana. Actually, it did two of them. I caught one and I sent the other one. For some reason or other, they didn't get the message or so forth. So that site's card reader was cut off for a whole week. It was just cut back on today. So the only thing I had to work with is PayPal, which really messed up the sales, and that's one of my best sites here. Let's see what else. Had a little bit of fraud from some people that purchased equipment. Yep, it's been just one of those weeks there, but you know, you gotta take your good weeks with the bad weeks here. So, you're trying to avoid the nicotine vape. I hate vapes. Vapes are not classy, not stylish. It reminds me of those Star Wars death sticks. Book of Dark, where you been, man? I ain't seen you in a while here. Tater Tot, you already know the answer to that. No apologies. So, no, they said I was selling CBDs there, and what happened was I still had the categories in the website whenever I rebuilt I had someone retune the website, rebuild it and upgrade it about a couple months ago, and it still had the categories. Well, yeah, CBDs are legal, but most credit card processors like Stripe don't allow it. So I could have switched over to another card provider, but that would have been too expensive. I had already put $200 into the card system just for that website there, so I don't need to do that. And it's not like something you can wait on, folks. There, you know, when you need to process credit cards, you need to process credit cards, you know. Plus, you have to have the ability to do financing as well. So, hey, Raul, I hope you're doing well. Scottie Pippen? No, it wasn't Scottie Pippen this time here. So, folks, what are y'all drinking and smoking out here? Tonight, I actually have some rum and coke from the spice rum from the Hilton Head Distillery. Thought I'd have a nice cold rum and coke because the weather's picking up. I have Folgers 1850 coffee. This stuff is awesome, folks. This is some good coffee. Decided to get a regular drip coffee instead of espresso because I've been drinking too much espresso coffee a lot. Had my water and, of course, my Nicaraguan cigar. So, liquid from the res. Okay. Joel, weed is legal in most places there. The problem is that card providers and merchant banks don't want CBDs or marijuana. They don't want to get hassled by the government. So you're not allowed to process transactions with credit cards here. Yerba mate, that's a really good supplement there. So I got you right there on that. Vince is here. You're eating KFC while watching. Oh, okay. I'm not a fan of KFC there. You know, I'm not sure if there's a Bojangles or Church's Chicken, but I would actually go there, or just make your own. You know. I just never liked the taste of KFC for some odd reason, you know. Now, if I'm at a picnic there, you know, I'll rip off the skin and I'll eat the rest of it there. But, you know, I just don't like the taste of it. Tastes weird. Brita water, that's, yeah, it's always good to have good filtered water. I use the Primo there, so. 1850 had slavery. 2023 still has slavery. It's called the woke movement. Unfortunately, people have invisible chains these days because they chain themselves to the idea that diversity makes us better, you know. I'm sorry, folks. I like diversity, and I like hanging out with my LGBTQ community. I like hanging out with my piss troopers. I like hanging out with my regular family. But everybody doesn't need to be together, and everyone shouldn't have to coincide together. Sometimes you just need to separate people, you know. I'm sorry. It's just some people need to be separated from each other so they don't kill themselves, you know, literally. And the problem is that we're trying to mush and integrate everything into society there when some things just need to slow down a bit, you know. especially for us old cats here, you know, and stuff. I think for me, the world's just moving way too fast sometimes, you know, really, especially social media. That's why it takes me a while to figure out these Streamlabs desktops and stuff like that. I mean, I'm good at coding and everything like that, but I'm horrible. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm horrible at social media. Can I go over on the channel and elaborate all the benefits and I'm not sure what you're meaning there. I mean, we can do a nutritional talk on another live stream there. Mom's doing fine there, so. Got some nice wine tonight? Okay. What kind of roast do I like? Well, normally I use Cafe Bustimato. I use an espresso coffee for the mocha pot. But I decided to get some drip coffee, which I always get Folgers, but I decided to try, I usually get Folgers Classic Roast for my drip coffee maker because I wanted something a little bit lighter. But I decided to try this Folgers 1850, and it's good. This stuff is really good. I mean, it would, if it was Pulp Fiction, I'd be looking for the dead end storage there, so forth. Do the West should have rules like the Middle East? Absolutely not. You know, you're talking about a Muslim culture. We don't need Sharia law and stuff like that. You know, it's like Planet of the, it's just a different world out there. We definitely don't need no rules. I mean, I like the American rules as it is. They're not perfect, but you know, it separates us from the animals. You have Sharia law there, and you all messed up. And not a spit roast there, so I don't think Richard's going to be streaming tonight. Yeah, Vegan Gains, I don't think he's streaming tonight. I think he streamed yesterday or something like that. That's the laws of Muslims there and stuff. Most Muslim countries, Muslim-dominated countries, go by that particular law. Well, let's get the cigar lit, folks, here, and we're going to get to talking here. And Quick Pump, thanks for the $1.99 donation there, getting us all started off here. Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I got flagged for it because I played the same video, Book of Dark. I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah, I don't. It didn't. You know, you have to understand that Australian culture isn't the same as American culture. It's the same as Asia, for example. If you watch a lot of Asian television, you know, they make fun of other races and stuff like that, but they don't take it as seriously as we do in America. Because those societies are, for the most part, you know, well, Australia's getting bad, you know. You got vegan booty running around and stuff. I've had Dunkin' Donuts before. I got it in bulk at Sam's Club, but I like the Folgers. Folgers provides a excellent choice for drip coffee. Plus, it's mountain grown, folks. Mountain grown. Oh yeah, Tim Hortons definitely got some good coffee. Tater Tot, Amin is innocent until proven guilty. Hey, Andrew, thanks for dropping in here. Well, Joel, that all sounds cool when it comes to crime in prison there. The only problem is a lot of innocent people get hung from those cranes there, you know, and stuff. I mean, a whole lot of people. And then you got them throwing gays off of a building. So, you know, if you look at a woman wrong, you can get arrested. If you speak against something, you know, it's pretty much communism there as far as those Middle East rules here. Hmm. If I did a weed review live stream, I would no longer have a channel at all, except on Rumble maybe. I've had a weird to bad week there, very bad week, but you know you gotta take your good weeks with your bad weeks. Hmm. Yeah, the internet is gonna be bad tonight there. But we're gonna take care of that next week. I'm getting some new equipment. Should improve the internet. But yeah, I saw it go from no data to excellent connection, so it's gonna do that. That's also why I don't do too many review videos here because I don't have the bandwidth for it. It'll crash the channel. Hmm. So I'm your favorite homo, right? So Joel, does that mean we're gonna take long hot showers in the wee hours of the morning or something? Huh? Well, animals. I mean, animals have the ability to feel pain there, you know, and stuff. And they are gonna bleed out there. There's more humane ways to kill animals than the. I can understand the throat slit because that has to follow by halal and kosher laws and stuff like that. But sometimes they're just not doing a good job. They're kind of sloppy with it. But that's when you're processing a bunch of animals. But remember that animals can feel pain there, so you know they do need to be put down quickly and humanely. I mean, the throat slitting that's just for kosher and halal meats and stuff. So we should adopt the Singapore style of punishment there. Remember, Book of Dark. It's not if it ain't American, then I ain't down with it. Okay, it's just the stars and bars for me. Don't you be plucking no feathers off that eagle. I'm not ignoring you, Serratus. I saw your comments there. Everything's string. It cut off during the no data, so I'm actually just going back and reading everything. So, told you I got bad internet, folks. Hmm. Good old. I haven't had a rum and coke in a long time. Hmm. You just entered your serratus. Uh, you probably just pulled a muscle or something there, Raul. I probably just put a heat pack on it there and get some of that good old icy hot. You should be fine. Uh. Now, if you start hearing any popping, then you need to go to a doctor. Yeah, that is possible there. Or it could be old age as well. That insects and bugs feel pain. Yeah, probably do. They have if animals have nerves, they can feel pain because that's I mean, but you have to understand that pain is a bodily reaction there. But just because an animal doesn't feels pain doesn't mean it's not edible or anything. Stars and bars. No, it refers to the American flag. It can also refer to the Confederate flag, but the truth is that is not actually the original Confederate flag. The actual Confederate flag looks a lot different than that the other ones that's normally seen there. So go and look up and see what the actual Confederate flag looks like, because that's a decorative one. sort of like a dress uniform. Vegan Gains is running out of content. I mean, he reviews stuff for 6 hours there, so he has to go back to the past, you know. That's another big thing there. When you're reviewing 6 and 8 hours of videos, you're going to run out of content to talk about there, you know. He's just getting back to the Genova stuff. Do I think pedophiles should get the death penalty? Yes. I don't see why they don't to begin with there. They actually used to. They used to have the death penalty for pedophilia and rape, actually. That used to be law, but they took it off the books. And not just for the actual action itself there, but the biggest thing is the distribution of child pornography as well. That is just as bad, you know. You're spreading the craziness to other crazy people, you know. I don't know why anyone would look at a smelly kid anyway. Joe, don't take any sleeping pills. Folks, don't take sleeping pills unless a doctor prescribes it to you. And definitely don't do it with any weed. I had a bum and a short coke. Oh boy. Did I ever have a skinhead error? No, I've never had a skinhead error. I've had a flat top error, which the hairstyle that I held the longest was a flat top. I had that for like 7 years at least. But for the most part, my hairstyles haven't changed. I take that back. I had the Jerry curl, and then I had the waves. I had waves for just about the same amount of time. And then finally, just a standard haircut, and then lost my hair. So, in all, I've had about 4 different hairstyles. Oh, wait a minute. I had the one period where I actually had spiked hair. So, just imagine me, folks, with spiked hair, you know. Really long spiked hair, you know, all over the place. Yeah, Kai, it's mostly white. Yeah, and the one that's common is the North American, you know. Good little history lesson, folks. Remember, every time you tune into the Midnight Run, you always learn something new, or at least I try to. Well, they use it in Germany too in place of the swastika, you know. Median download of 52. That's how fast my speed is actually running there, which is definitely not good. Richard doesn't do original videos because YouTube doesn't pay anything. Remember what I stated, that YouTube only pays $1.86 for per 1,000 views? You know, the production cost is not enough for this genre. So I don't think Richard's going to want to waste this time on it. And honestly, I can't blame him. You know, even if he gets 10,000 views, you know, that's about $12, you know, for the time it takes there for that. That's why I'm doing a financial YouTube channel, because it's going to pay a lot more. But for Mints only pays $1.86. I still do them because I like doing them. If you notice, Big Lenny's the same way. He doesn't do regular videos. He does all live streams. YouTube actually pays more for live streams, actually, per 1,000. Plus, they're longer, so, you know, you have more ads that can be ran. So that's why Big Lenny actually just does live streams. He doesn't do actual videos. At this point in time, doing videos is a waste of time. That's also why Nick Trigili does these crazy, outlandish videos every day in order to bring revenue in. You know, it's just bad. But good question. You're going to find that a lot of the videos that are being made, just about every YouTube creator at this point in time has sponsors, with the exception of myself, technically, but I run my own business, so I try to promote my own businesses through this channel. Now, my finance channel does actually, it's gonna actually have sponsors, but not this channel. The Great Ones channel is never going to have sponsors, and I promise you that, guys. Hey, Athens, what's up? Why don't I follow back my fans on Instagram? I had to disconnect the Instagram from my Facebook site because it was posting up my personal stuff. But now that I got it cut off, you can expect more stuff from posted on Facebook from me. Do I come highly recommended? No. No, this is not a pre-recorded video. Now, folks, one other thing I do need to recall, even though you guys are typing there, it may take a minute for me to scroll down to actually see what you're saying, so... And if I'm discussing something for a minute there, you know, it's going to, you know, make it a little longer. If a person is not eating at all in an extreme condition, not money or luxury items to buy anything of sort, do you think people that steal food because they're hungry should be punished? No person should ever have to steal food. And let me explain why. There are dozens of food banks around there to where you can just simply walk in and pick up a week's worth of food, you know. So they're not really hungry, they're just stealing to be stealing because they're degenerates. But you can walk into any food bank there and get food. You can get SNAP benefits and everything like that. It just doesn't make any bit of sense. Did Big Lenny end his last live yesterday because he was confronted by... Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I really don't. I'll have to ask Big Lenny that. Well, yes, innocent people can end up on death row and then guilt. But however, there's only a few. I mean, there's a lot of guilty people that have done horrific crimes that, you know, the only punishment that's necessary is death. Look at Nicholas Cruz. Because of the woke movement, this guy killed over 17 people. But because of the woke movement, he's just going to spend life in prison, you know? Just hanging out, using up the taxpayers' dollars, you know? Millions of dollars, you know? And he could sit back for the rest of his life, watch TV, read, and everything like that, all in prison. You know, what the families will never recover from their children, you know. That right there is the reason why we need a death penalty. No, I will not date Little Uzi. Bird Dog Peanut, I've had that before, Dusty. That's pretty good stuff. Do I have any pictures of the spiked hair? When I spiked my hair, that's when I was going to the Castle. That was a gay club that used to be around here in Greenville. It closed down at sometime after I left town to Silva to get married. But this was like 20 some years ago. bought you a Nazi helmet. You mean a German helmet there. When it comes to military equipment there, there's no actual Nazi helmet there unless it has a swastika embedded in it there. A lot of it was the standard issued equipment, you know, from many wars ago. You know, if you ever sign up for basic training, look at your canteen. Your canteen is probably like 50 years old. I mean, whenever I got mine, whenever I went in, it said 1968 on it there. So a lot of the equipment that most armies used was equipment that was made many years ago before the war. Now they may have stamped the swastika in it there. I'm not for sure, but it's still technically a German helmet. Aw, Chad, thank you. I love you too, but not in a homo type way. So. Like I said, folks, when it comes to my personal life, I keep it indoors, if you know what I mean. All right? My life is private life. Even if I was straight, I would keep the PDA. Even when I was dating women, I kept the PDA to myself there, you know. Girl wants to hold hands? Okay, maybe. Guy wants to hold hands? Fine. But I'm not going to be making out and... I'm not going to be sticking my tongue down someone's throat while in public there. That's just not going to happen. Opinions on ChatGPT? ChatGPT is great. I've been using it to build a bunch of websites. A couple of my websites are ran by ChatGPT. It does a lot of stuff. You probably have seen a lot of YouTube videos on how to use ChatGPT, and all that stuff is true. ChatGPT is awesome. It's a game changer. You know, I'm practically using it like a virtual assistant. Have I ever taken a narcissist test? No. I don't even know that there neither. I didn't ignore Joel, Andrew, because he was asking you a question. You said Quick Pump, what video? He didn't say Vince, what video? Besides, I'm a little behind anyway. What time should you have your last daily meal? You can have your last daily meal at any time. I would just not recommend eating carbohydrates after 6 o'clock p.m. No, I don't think I'm a narcissist. I mean, I'm an Aries, so that would quantify me as one there. So, but no, I'm not. I don't believe I'm a narcissist. Book of Dark, that is true. When I had an Aruba device and everything hooked up to Verizon, I had pretty fast speeds. But now all I have is the Verizon home internet now that I don't work for Verizon anymore. But I'm going to get the old system hooked back up pretty soon. So, but I need to use a different router. I'm going to try to use a 5G router and see how that goes. Do you know if the Boston bomber got the death penalty? I believe so. Yeah, he got the death penalty. Do I think O.J. Simpson was involved in his late wife's murder? He wasn't involved. He actually did it, you know. And no, it wasn't a hitman. A hitman wouldn't multiply stab. Those stabs were out of anger. Those are pissed off persons stabs. Everyone know OJ did that, you know. You have to remember, a hitman would just shoot someone and leave, you know. They wouldn't stay there and start repeatedly stabbing two individuals there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any bit of sense. What's happening with my cousin? He's getting really injured. I saw him. He did make a original video of him lifting and everything like that, but he's gonna fall apart again there if he keeps doing stuff like that. No, he didn't. They reimposed the death sentence. Book of Dark. He's gonna get dog. He's gonna die. You know. I mean, he's not gonna get away with it. You know. And plus, even if they take it off, they could still get him sentenced. He's gonna die. Trust me. Kaizen, there's no such thing as an effective military helmet. A lot of times, whenever they don't work, well, they've only been dropped once. Let's just put it that way. I should evaluate some of the fans' physiques. Yeah, I can do something like that here. That's a good idea, actually. Well, you could send them to Vince at caliberfitness.com. But, I can organize that. That's actually a pretty good idea. Steph Curry, is he getting money from the government and life prison? I mean, it costs millions to house an inmate there, especially one that's on death row. It costs a lot of money. I mean, I'll make Vince Goodrum shirts. I have one that I was thinking about doing. It's going to be a caricature with my gap tooth and everything. I think it's going to look pretty good. When I do the shirts, folks, I want it to look classical. I don't want something stupid like Richard's shirt. I want it to be classical and I want it to be elegant. I want something that you guys can actually wear out on the street. So when you get a shirt like this, you're going to be able to wear it out on the street. You can wear it in the club. Well, Susan, they have to continue running. I mentioned this before. The reason why the channel still has to post videos is YouTube, if no new content is posted on a channel after 6 months, YouTube actually starts taking the revenue. They no longer pay out. So that's why they're still submitting those videos. But good question. It's the same with Kevin Samuels. He passed away, and YouTube now is collecting all the revenue. No, he was messing around. Zach, he was messing around with Nicole. Going to somebody's house to return some glasses. You go take a shower and get all freshened up. He was going to pummel that poo-tang, except OJ got there first and, he got the business end of a blade. It says so in his book if you read OJ Simpson's If I Did It. It explains exactly why he did it for and why he took care of Goldman. What if the hitman's comments kept getting ignored by Vince Goodrum because he was angry? Well, what's that supposed to mean? You come up here every single week thinking I ignore you. Nah, I don't ignore everyone. It may take a while for me to get to you because I answer all questions or so forth. I don't want people paying for questions, but sometimes it takes me a while to get to where you're at, Exactly. Hitman are all about stealth. I've not been watching too much Murder, She Wrote. It was an awesome show, believe me. Angela Lansbury and everything. But you don't have to be a genius to put everything together, you know. And hell, he wrote a book on it there, folks. He wrote a book, all right? It practically details out the whole crime itself here, you know. I saw the new quarterback helmets here. They're stupid. I don't, you know. I don't know why I hate them. I really do. I also hate the number change as well. The number changes for them is very confusing. You know, you're always with these dark questions there, Dark Book of Dark. Screw the Arnold. I'd rather compete in the Vince Goodrum Open. mm. One thing I would never run is a bodybuilding show. You know you'd be losing money. You want a shirt of Joel? No, no. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to be similar to the Strahan troop. Like I said, it's going to be a caricature, you know, type shirt. It's going to be cool. Just trust me, folks. Because I want one of those old school classic caricature shirts like Bob Hope and, you know, and stuff like that. It's going to be awesome. Oh, yeah, one other thing. Another thing that happened to me. I'm going to have to change all of my thumbnails from my Midnight Run and my Earl Grey Tuesday, along with all my other live streams. I'm going to have to make custom thumbnails. I can no longer keep the ones that are up there anymore. Because I got a notice about that. It's not a copyright strike or anything like that, but you know, they are copyrighted pictures. You don't want a Team Blaha shirt. I am not collaborating with Big Rob. Sky. Bret Hart's ring gear? Nope. Would I date Hillary Burgess Richards' sister? I don't know who that is. Let's see what that person looks like. I don't see anything. You'll need to give an actual name itself here. Andrew, you won't have to open yourself up. I'm not. Like I said, folks. This is the Midnight Run. You gotta keep that stuff off of my head, folks. Like I said, I'm not. This ain't the James Charles channel or anything like that. If y'all want to discuss LGBTQ things and stuff like that, go to his channel, you know? This is a Mince channel. This is a Piss Troopers channel, okay? That's the way it's going to be ran, alright? The only time we're going to talk about taking it up the ass is from paying taxes from the government, you know, and stuff. That's about it. Would I ever visit Richard in Canada? One of these days I probably will. If we were going to actually meet, probably, it would probably be at the Toronto Pro show. I don't drink beer or jump tube. I drink no beer. This here is spiced rum from the Hilton Head Distillery with nice specialized Caribbean spices. Dirty Pair reading. As much as I would like that, I would probably get in trouble for that. Get sued. I mean, the show's not been on in like 40 years, but you know, those Asians that get mad at me. Yeah, I got to remove the Jean-Luc Picard and all the other classic vintage cartoons and the cigar smoking and stuff. I got to change all of those thumbnails. I don't think Richard's going to ever go homeless. He'll just move to another platform. But he will have to get a job in the meantime if he ever loses his YouTube channel. Yeah, jump tube. I can use the pictures technically, but I'm getting demonetized on a lot of them because I am using the pictures. I couldn't figure out what was going on until I was told that. I didn't even think you could get demonetized for that. You see, this whenever I start this live stream, it's already demonetized before I even begin. Which I don't really mind on the live stream because I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about regardless. I don't think Richard and Jasmine have a healthy sex life, but they do have sex because they have an OnlyFans site. You know, you can't have an OnlyFans site if you're not popping the poontang, you know. Lenny said he found a job there, but, you know, that remains to be seen. He has a transportation issue. I don't think Richard's going to ever be homeless. He'll go back to his family. As much as he says he hates his family, he would just go back to it, if anything. I haven't seen Big Trip's dumbbell bench. How many pounds did he lift, Susan? Well, I also get my channel demonetized for things that go in for stuff that you guys post as well. But I'm not if I started erasing comments or changing the algorithm to where it blanks out most of the stuff, then it wouldn't be demonetized. But I want you guys to have freedom of talk and everything like that. You know, I don't want that happening. So I don't control content or anything like that. I don't like erasing things. I don't go and ban people or anything like that. That's just not my shtick. I'm considering competing in a natty bodybuilding contest next year sometime in fall, and I need to cut 60 pounds. Dusty, you're not too old, but you're getting pretty close to it there. So I would do something as soon as possible. Because you're up in age to where, you know, your leg. The first thing that's going to start going is your legs. You know. You are right. People are overcomplicating weight training. Just get in there, hit the weights, make sure you're sore, and then you leave. Book of Dark. I'm not even going to answer that question. What's the best expensive alcoholic beverage you ever had? I had Cristal. And I've had Don Perignon. Those are the most expensive alcoholic beverages I've had. Do I still own any of my posing trunks? Oh, absolutely. I still got them. And if you're asking the other question, no, I'm not going to put them on for you. The posing trunks are not going to be for sale. Quick Pump, I would date Jasmine Guy. I like her acting. She's awesome. Susan, I've spoken about this before. I hate RuPaul after what she did to Milton Berle at the '92 MTV Awards. It was a very cheap shot. Thoughts on black guys respecting a white guy with a decent jump shot? I think respect should be all around, regardless as to what race that person is. If they can play good basketball, they can. There's a lot of good white basketball players that's been in the NBA. You got Pistol Pete, you got Larry Bird, and stuff. There's plenty of them there. I think he got some sort of cleaning job jump to, from what I was hearing, but it's honestly it's kind of ambiguous here. So that's why I'll have to ask him directly one day. If I get on this live stream, I'll ask him in the chat. The, Women that always stare at particular men at the time, regardless of the situation, is a clear indication of attraction. Usually, yes, it is, unless you're running around butt naked. At that point in time, it's a look of disgust. RuPaul is in her. How old is RuPaul? RuPaul should be in her 60s by now. Yeah, she's like 62. So she looks like your average 62-year-old. When black folks get older, they begin to lose weight and stuff. So, I mean, they start getting malnutrition there. They don't eat as much, and stuff. Why are teenage boys afraid of male intimacy, but teenage girls aren't afraid of intimacy? Not sure what you mean. Boys and girls actually have hormones and pheromones, and I think they work evenly. I think with men, however, we have to be in a position where we can perform. So if we have like a soggy dingling or so forth, and we can't get it in, it's sort of a shot to our manhood or so forth. That's why they have Viagra for. There have been some times where I couldn't get it in because the surface wasn't exactly clean, if you know what I mean. The great one likes a clean surface here. I like whitewater rafting, sometimes a bumpy ride and everything. But if it's a mud puddle there, sorry. Just oral and pancakes, and that's it. That ain't gonna work. I like keeping my sheets clean. Yeah, any type of competitive bodybuilding, Dusty, is going to be unhealthy, regardless. I mean, even the last show I did really messed me up permanently. So, yeah. I still suffer from that show, from all the stuff that I did. But competitive bodybuilding as a whole is just unhealthy. Have you ever had a rusty trombone? Nope. Yeah, Dusty. Like I said, you better get to competing while you can, actually, because you're up there in age there. Andrew, John Cena's not natty. He's a nice guy, though. I met him a couple times. He knows who I am there, so. Whenever I pass him, I was like, "What's up, John?" He's like, "What's up, Vince?" That's about it. But we don't really conversate that much or anything. He just knows me as someone that worked, did things at the Fitness Expo and has read my bodybuilding articles and stuff. Do I still have my Dwayne Wayne glasses? Oh no, those things have been long gone. Drag queens are only a political issue. It's just to shore up the election base for Republicans. There's nothing wrong with drag queens, folks. They perform and everything like that. I do take issue with some of them wearing provocative outfits, doing afternoon shows and drag brunches. I think some people take issue with drag queens. Drag queens usually perform at nighttime at clubs and stuff, but more of them are now performing in the daytime for drag queen brunches. And then you have drag queen story hour and doing more public and more open events and stuff like that. And some of it can't, very little of it comes from homophobia or anything, in my opinion. I think it's just an electoral type thing. But what's going to happen is anyone that gets attached to it, like DeSantis, they're gonna have a hard time running in a national election, you know. But this will all soon pass, you know. But like I said, it's time, you know, for people that get into this type of political issue, it means you're still taking the blue pills, and you need to start taking the red pills, you know. Ignore the junk around you. Take a look and see what's really going on. Because while your politicians are making you worry about some drag queen on a beer can, they're stealing money out of your pocket there. You know that bank that collapsed? You know they gave them a bailout? But yet everyone was looking at these damn drag queens up there and stuff. Like I said, you got to see the world as it is. Start taking that red pill, folks. You are the Goodrum group. You are homosexuals, and you are supposed to be taking those red pills, all right? Start taking the red pill. Yeah, John Cena's got a bald spot, too, there. But the issue is that John Cena's my age there, and he's still wearing, you know, basically gear that, you know, like a 20-year-old wears. Plus, it's pretty much out of date because nobody wears that crap anymore, you know. Yeah, John Cena had to downsize because he's doing movies nowadays. Is Bradley Martin handsome? I mean, he's not ugly or anything, so. You like a hairy surface? I can deal with hair. I just can't deal with dookie, you know. You know, if I'm about to put it in and I start smelling it or anything, or I see a little bit of brown marks on it, you just gonna do oral. You're gonna suck it, and that's it. You gonna get out. You know, I don't like dirt bike racing, folks. You know, it's good. It's good to watch dirt bike racing on ESPN and everything like that, but that don't work in the bedroom, folks. Yeah, oral and pancakes. You know, or a cigar. So, let me give you guys a little story here. Speaking of which. I was on this date. We got along. We clicked. We did the nasty and everything like that. And he saw that I had my humidor. So me and him, we sat at my little bar, my little counter set there on the chairs. Smoked cigars and started drinking and stuff like that. And he said he wanted one more round, and I still had half of my cigars, so I just bent them over on the counter there and had my cigar, and I was just wailing on into him there and stuff. He shot with no hands, actually. I mean, it was a no hand and just dripping all over the floor, you know. That's how bad I was going at it. He didn't even need to put his hands on it. I was really hitting that prostate that night, that's for sure. Would I date Jason Genova? So I was like this here. Who's your daddy? Motherfucker. True story, folks. I kid you not. I would not date Jason Genova. Me and Genova friends. I like Genoy, you know, and stuff. Am I funnier than Tyler, the Creator? I think so. Remember, when I worked the wrestling scene, so I do know what comedy's all about, you know, and stuff. So that does help me in my radio shows. It's just I need to get better at social media. Would I consider my diet a whole food one? Yes and no. I try to get a lot of grains in and stuff. But I like my foods dry, actually. Well, you can get shredded on any diet there, Raul. It's just a matter of how many calories you're intaking. You can get shredded on fried chicken if you eat one piece of chicken every day because you're not getting that many calories. You did that, Joel? That's nuts. Well, Ancient, he's getting up in age there. He's going to get smaller. Look what happened to Scott Steiner. He's in his 60s, you know. He doesn't look the same as when he was in the NWO back in the 90s. We all get older, folks. You know, you can't hold that physique forever. Well, Tyne, both of them are Arabs, you know, and stuff. I let them go about what they're actually doing, essentially. I don't get into their business. Do you think that people boycotting Bud Light should buy Bud Dark instead? Good question, surprisingly. What's happening is a lot of people that are protesting, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and now Dan Crenshaw, they went and poured out all their Bud Light and then they put in another beer that's also made by Anheuser-Busch. You know? Estrogen hormone disruptors. Yeah, no. Well, Joel, if you split some weed on the carpet, just vacuum it up. Don't put it back in or anything. If you don't like a bit of brown, there's a difference there, Sky. You know, I have brown shirts and everything like that. I don't want dookie on my ding ding, you know. Hey, what's up, Ninja? Waxed and shaved whole. It just needs to be clean there, Raul. I like a clean surface, you know, and stuff. I mean, it's a rarity that there be dookie in there, you know, and stuff, you know. But I keep enemas in my house here just in case of things like that, you know. Oh yeah, Raul, it was freaking awesome there, dude. It was awesome. I'm up there with my cigar and everything like that. I had to hold the cigar to the side because I didn't want to burn him. I didn't want to burn his back with my ashes or anything like that. You know. Andrew, Book of Dark's just messing around. Phil. What's up, Justin? Hope you're doing well. Sleeping pills kicking in is. Ugh. Hey, Truth One, you're getting in a little late too, but we still got an hour left, so we're good. Zach, it's been raining a lot actually. But the weather's kind of warm. I think we're past the winter phase because my back has stopped hurting. Folks, whenever you get older and the weather changes, your bones start creaking. No, you definitely can't wear a coat at this point in time. It's like 60 degrees. It's air conditioning time now, folks. It's not rare for the girls. I mean, if you're going to be doing the girls' anal there, that's fine. I mean, there's both waste disposal systems and stuff like that, but you just got to get into it, you know. Do I like In-N-Out Burger? We don't have any In-N-Out Burgers in South Carolina. There's only a Five Guys. I like the Five Guys burgers. They're pretty good, but they're expensive. So for what you're actually getting, in my opinion, I can go to Roof Chris and get a much better burger than at Five Guys, and it'd be less expensive. Plus, I can also have a Manhattan as well. Yeah, truth one. I'm gonna do more reaction videos, but they're not gonna be live. They're just gonna be regular videos, so that way I don't freeze it up. Because what I'm doing is I'm incorporating my no face videos that I'm doing for my finance channel, along with doing it here. Like I said, I'm getting a little better at social media, but I do need a little bit of work. So just work with me on things. Five Guys, yeah, you're right. Five Guys is overrated. That's why if I'm gonna have a burger, I'll have one at Roof Chris. You know. Uh, I'm about done with the andro gel. And I think my insurance is gonna finally kick in, so we'll be going to injections. Unless something else goes wrong, but I'll be moving to injections. Yeah, if you go happy hour there, jump to the Roof Chris burgers like $7.95, and it comes with French fries. That's between 5 p.m. and 7, actually. That's the only time they serve burgers, actually. Have I met Jean-Claude Van Damme? No, I've not met him. Yep. Well, good deal. Glad you're able to join us there. I am going to be putting together a Midnight Run UK. It'll be an hour show. I just got to get the right cigars in. But you could start. You'll expect to start seeing that pretty soon. Did Aaron consult me about his divorce? He didn't tell me anything. I've not spoken to Aaron since he got out of prison, actually. I've not talked to him at all. Do I like the smell of farts like your cousin? No. Absolutely not. I hate farts. Would I ever have a little treat with Big Lenny? I'm not going to do drugs with him. Well, this is Roof Chris Jump Tube, and yes, I did go to the Swordfish last week. I mean I only spent like $60, so I mean I didn't. I mean, but you're talking about the Swordfish. Roof Chris is a little bit different. Usually I spend about $30 there. I just use Pam cooking spray, Raul. A lot of times I don't need oil or anything like that because I'll put anything into the Ninja air fryer. And then for some things I just boil actually. Well, Athens, how's that actually working? That's a pretty good system there. Does PJ know me? Yes, and he hates my guts. PJ Braun does not like me whatsoever because I sided with Aaron at the time. Whenever the company broke up from Blackstone Labs, he tried to come to me about his arguments. I was like, I understand where you're coming from. I didn't want to take any sides particularly, but he wanted me to take a side, and I was like, I got to take Aaron's side because Aaron's the one that basically put me on the map with actually interviewing me, you know, because all the other times I've been behind the scenes just writing articles and stuff like that. You know, Aaron and Carl Lenore were the only ones that actually brought me on a show, and that's how I started doing these radio podcasts and interviews to begin with. No, I would not have a treat with PJ. Rolando's not ugly, but I wouldn't date him or anything. Not my type. I like people who take baths, people. Okay? Well, you can always send me an email, or you can put it in the comments in the chats. There's plenty of ways to contact me. I mean, my email address is right on my About page on the YouTube channel. Or you can do like most other people and contact me through Instagram. I do check my Instagram now. I just don't post much, which I'm going to start doing, honestly. I really need to start doing stuff like that. Andrew, I like personality. I've had enough pretty faces. I've fornicated with enough twinks. At my age, at this point in time, I need personality. I need to be able to click with that person. You see, whenever you're younger, you always want eye candy. And I was the same way. When I was in the 20s, I saw cute little guys and stuff like that, and stuff. I'm like, there we go. Come to Big Daddy events. But nowadays, now that I'm older and wiser, I realize that, these same people, once you get to know them and everything like that, it's a really big difference here. You've not showered in a week? Well, congratulations. You're in the same boat as Brad Pitt. I don't know if Dale has a third nipple, and I'm not going to go ask him.
Aaron's mouth moves exactly like a hamster chewing when he speaks.
All right, tying with a 50 donation there. Are you talking about Aaron Singerman or Aaron P? Aaron talks normal. Aaron P does that, but everyone has their own different positions as far as talking and moving. It's just the way they were raised in school. If you notice, if someone's from England, for example, they're going to speak with a different accent from someone like me that's in America. And even in America, if I have a country and southern accent because I am from the South there. But good question. Thanks again for the donation there. Yeah, personality does matter than physical attraction because I can get the pretty guys and stuff there. So, but as far as following people on Instagram, yeah. Oh, I haven't done the soul pole thing. Okay. Soul pole. There you go. One soul pole coming up. I've dated older men before, The oldest person I've actually went on a date with was like 61, so. Would I sell dehydrated products online? I already do, Justin. That's at calibergrocers.com. No, Aaron P was not with Blackstone. Aaron Singerman owned Blackstone with PJ Braun. I've communicated with every one of the Delray Misfits. They say everyone has a doppelganger in life. Have I ever met someone that looked exactly like me? Yes, I have, actually. We got along. He actually dressed the same. A guy I used to go with, my birthday was April 6th. His was April 9th. And whenever we met, we had the same clothes on. White, blonde-haired guy. We both had the same clothes on. We had the same outfits and stuff. Very weird, actually. But my doppelganger is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. So, technically. So. He's married now. Great guy that he... He's a good guy. Has Rob ever approached you about mentorship? No. Sugar daddy? No. It was just a regular date. I was 30 and he was 60. But he took good care of himself and everything. We had a good date there, you know, and stuff. Do I think Jeffrey Dahmer is handsome? He wasn't ugly looking. I'm going to say that. He wasn't ugly looking. I can see how he was bringing home so many guys and stuff like that at the time. But the one thing I would have noticed would have been the smell itself there. But that's a scary part about him there for for people in the gay community and stuff, that, you know, people were walking in and next thing you know, and stuff, their head is in a freaking refrigerator. Yes, he's still alive. He's married and in California. Like I said, he's married to a great guy. Oh, you mean the guy I went out on a date? I've not talked to him in like, geez, well, like I said, I was 30 at the time, so that's been like, I don't think I've spoke with him in over 10 years. But he'd be like 76 at this point in time. Have I ever done sled pulls for conditioning? Oh, yes. They actually have a sled at sports club, and I sometimes use a sled whenever I don't want to do any cardio work or anything on just sitting on a bike and everything. But sled pushes are really good for conditioning. I did that when I was actually competing because the thing about it is I don't like getting on an exercise bike and just pedaling all around. Now, if I'm walking on a treadmill, that's different because I can bring out my Amazon Fire tablet and I can go and watch something. Google Bruce McAuthor. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, geez. Well, I wish I didn't Google that. Killing 8 people and stuff. What question did I dodge, RC? I think I've already answered your questions. What question are you referring to? Like I said, because I'm answering everyone's question and stuff, I may miss one or two. That's simply because I don't want you guys paying to ask me questions. So I try to answer everything as best as I can. How often do I do cardio? Right now, sporadically. I would say about 3 or 4 times a week. How's the meet at the sports club? Whenever I'm working out jump tube, I'm not looking at guys or anything like that. I have my headphones on and I concentrate on my workout, you know. What age do I realize I like mushroom caps? I can't really tell you that, really, you know. I mean, that's a crude way of saying it there, but I don't know really, you know. I can't tell you that, and I can't tell you that, you know. It's just one of those things here, you know. I guess instinctively, I guess maybe like 7 or 8 years old probably is when I noticed it. If I could take an honest guess, you know. You have to remember in the black community, things like that you have to put out of your head essentially, you know. That's why I went out with so many women because I figured, okay, if I screw enough women, I'd be out of the whole phase situation and stuff. And it didn't work. But if I had to take a guess, I probably know that I was probably technically gay probably around when I was 7 or 8 years old. And I'm just being honest with you. But I can't really pinpoint even that at that point there, you know. Because as a kid, you got all sorts of hormones and stuff running through you. Have I ever done a gamkin? What is a gamkin? Let me look that up. You guys are coming up with some crazy terms and stuff. I don't know what a gamkin is. Can I identify as gay if I'm not gay? I don't see why not. Just remember, I've met plenty of guys that I've taken home to the club there that were in gay bars and stuff like that, and it turns out that they weren't gay and they didn't like what I did, you know, and stuff. So if you claim to be gay and you're not gay, you know, once that intimacy thing happens, you're going to find out that whether you're actually gay or not. What's the most I've ever eaten in a single serving? Usually when I used to go in the buffet table at CC's Pizza, I probably had like maybe 2 or 3 whole pizzas there. But I've never been a big eater or anything like that, honestly. I mean, really, I've never been a big eater. I mean, I used to be able to have a whole pizza and everything like that whenever I was competing there because whenever you're training, you need a lot of calories. But I definitely don't do that anymore. I mean, what am I supposed to do? You know, once I put it in and you know and stuff, and they're like saying, I don't think I'm gay or anything. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. You know, I'll pull it out. You know, let me go on the stove. I'll make you some pancakes. I like making pancakes for guys. You know, after everything, you know, you get hungry and everything. Everyone likes pancakes. So if you ever got the big black cobra, the Carolina black snake from the Great One, just remember there's a nice pancake dinner for you, or breakfast, depending on whether you wake up with me or not. Can I identify as a? Sure, you can. You know. Mm. You can identify as anyone you want there. It doesn't mean that the rest of society is going to accept it. You know. I mean, look at that Rachel Dazelle. She still identifies herself as being black, you know. I mean, but these are minutia details that I just simply don't worry about, you know, pronouns and stuff like that. I like calling people by their first. That's why I call people by their first name as far as to what they want to be called. Now, it's difficult for me not to say sir and ma'am because I've been in law enforcement, military, ROTC. You know, my mom always taught me to say ma'am and sir. You know, that's the way I was raised. I used to like CC's Pizza. It was awesome there, you know. I like the old school showbiz pizza whenever it came on those those cast iron pans at 500 degrees. It was burning your tongue. Those pizzas used to be awesome, and I would go and play some Street Fighter and stuff. You know, that's a good old days. Sky, I don't have a preference there. I don't date based on race. I date based on personality. Well, that's awesome, Andrew, and I make really good pancakes too. Either that or I'll make a I used to make Belgian waffles because I used to have one of those Belgian waffle makers and stuff. Because if they spend overnight and they wake up, you know, and stuff, you know, you got to fix breakfast here. You know, have a nice get some coffee, you know, and stuff. You know, That's only a proper thing to do, you know. I don't go out McDonald's or anything. Is Dylan a good representative? I like Dylan there. Whenever he was performing in the Book of Mormon there. At this point in time, I think she is a good representative of the community. But you have to remember also that the 365 days, she's a comedian, you know. You know, for me to get mad at her would be the getting mad at Dave Chappelle. I think her situation and Dave Chappelle's situation and Andrew Dice Clay's situation are all the same. All three of them have something in common. They're all controversial, you know. And comedians, for the most part, even myself being a comedian, has to be controversial. Sean G is not my type personally. RC, I could see your questions, but if some of them are getting blanked out by YouTube, then too bad there. I'm sorry. You'll like the pancakes even if you're split in two. Don't worry about it. I have it on slow mode, so that way it avoids spam, actually. That's why you notice there's not any spam or anything. So you can only post something once every minute or so. Was I near the guy that shot up the bank this week? No, nowhere close. What was my parents' reaction? They told me I was going to go to hell. That I was going to burn in hell. I told them I would probably get used to it after a while, you know, and stuff. Being a smart ass. You created an alt Discord, so I'm waiting for V. Okay. You're gonna yell Durian Rider into mic there. Yeah. Yeah, I got you subscribed to my channel there, so I mean, hell. What's the highest level of math I've completed? Trigonometry. I never took calculus. But I can do calculus. That's the one thing about math. Math is not political. You can't shove anything different in it. It doesn't have any pro. Math is just math. It's a calculation, you know. Was there an LGBTQ character at Showbiz Pizza? No, they had a gorilla, they had a rat, and a kangaroo and stuff there, you know. I spent more time eating a pizza and putting those red pepper flakes and stuff on there and playing video games and getting tickets. The last thing I worried about was a homosexual puppet or anything. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. I mean, I'm a kid, you know. Regardless of the things as such, here's the thing, folks. I don't believe, as far, you know, someone had asked me about gender affirming surgeries and stuff like that. And you guys know my opinion. I don't believe in any surgeries of any type, cosmetic or otherwise, until someone turns 18, you know. And that way that gives the body time to develop there. That's my opinion as far as any surgeries, which some people get mad at me. It's just that, you know, a kid's body hasn't fully developed yet there, you know. So, so the thing about it is with me saying that, you know, I'm not that kid's parents or anything. So, and I've never been a parent. I've never had kids before. But, you know, in this country, you got to give people the right to parent their children there, you know. I never lived with my dad. Me and my dad and my mom divorced in 76 there, you know, a year before I was born. So I never lived with my dad. So my dad never gave me the belt. My mom gave me the belt and the switch and anything else that she could pick up. She gave me the shoe too. So in a black household there, if you ever watch Good Times, you know, and stuff, you'll get the idea as far as the discipline, as far as a black family gets. We used to get beat. But those are good beatings because, look, I ain't been in jail. I behaved myself and stuff. I think kids need to get a little ass whooping, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen Dark Crystal. I don't know what that is there. I'm not much of a big TV watcher or anything like that. I just like watching educational programs in PBS. I like period things. That's probably why I liked Downton Abbey there. I love Downton Abbey. How old was Jeffrey Dahmer when he died? I'm not sure. I think he got beat to death with a pipe with someone else. Gummy ate fried chicken in my name. Well, that's nice of him there. Well, RC, I'll be sure to check it out there. Like I said, I'm not much on TV shows there or so forth, but since you mentioned it, I'll check it out. Oh, I'm way stronger than my brother. Way strong. But he is the older brother. At the time when we were growing up, yeah, but definitely not anymore. Once I started lifting weights, I left him behind. You have to remember that my brother, if you want to know what my brother looks like, take a look at Vegan Gains. Because Vegan Gains is a doppelganger for my brother, his name is Richard, whose name is also a vegan, He's also a vegan too, just like Richard. And his name is Richard, and he looks just like Richard. So if you look at my brother now, that's the way Vegan Gains is going to look like in the future. Oh yeah, red pepper flakes are awesome. Well, kids are out of control just as much as parents here. They're not disciplining their kids. They're not beating their asses or anything. No, they definitely were never getting down after the divorce there. It was, at least to say it was kind of contentious. But, I don't want to get into their business here and stuff. I still love my mom and dad. In the Bible, it teaches, honor your father and mother. They brought you into this world, My parents are divorced. How does the math not check out? I mean, I don't get that. My dad never beat my ass because he never lived with us, I was born in 1977 there, Justin. Now, I don't know the exact specific date that they got divorced. I know it was pretty close to whenever I was born. I would be liable for prosecution. Am I stronger than Richard? Yes, I'm stronger than Richard. That's simply because I've eaten meat and I've taken drugs. All right, folks, cigar's done. We're going to twist, not jab. That was a good cigar tonight. A little on the dry side, though. May need to check the humidor and make sure that's running right. Where can I see Richard Goodridge? I don't know who that is. Let's look him up. One-man show, former mayor of Car. Okay. The Island Boys are some of the most ugliest kids I've ever seen. Just plain ugly. No, they wouldn't get a swerve there. They would not be privileged to get the cockle. No cockle for them. All right, Ash. Let me give a shout out to grandson. Yeah. That you love him always. I've heard of Shakma. I've never watched Shakma. Do you like feet or have dated someone that did? I dated a guy that did have a foot fetish there, and as you can guess, we didn't click. You know, foot fetishes is kind of weird. Andrew, I'm sort of like, please hammer, don't hurt him or anything. You know. But sometimes when you got 8 inches, you know, it is what it is, and what it's gonna be is what it's gonna be. Should teenage boys be forced to kiss each other on the lips in front of the entire school as punishment for misbehaving? No. Weird question. I do like the little symbols and emojis you got. I've seen Lenny's shaven look. It's not brand new. If you look at some of if you look at some of the original Del Rey Misfits videos, he's been like that before. Okay. I thought it was a movie, Tater Tot. I didn't know it was a ball player. I don't watch basketball. Those Island Boys are just ugly. You know, they're just ugly. But you know, I'm not a gorilla pimp or anything like that. I don't go and spray down guys after I get finished with my Old Spice or anything like that. You know, if they're hurting and they need me to pull out, I'll pull out. You know, and stuff. You know. Sometimes they just want me to hold it in and so they can get used to it or so. You got to go with the flow, folks. That was the same with women there, you know. I had one chick, she wanted me to do anal there and stuff like that. I stuck it in there and she's like, ah! But she liked it. She got used to it. She wanted me to go anal on her because she didn't want to get pregnant or anything like that, you know. But I dated some women that I was thinking of that one, but I've gone anal with some other women there because, you know, simply put, they just didn't want to they didn't want to get pregnant or anything, you know. Yeah, he was shaving on his old Misfits video, so uh, Jasmine says that vegan gains get taken advantage of easily. What was the medication there? It makes them prone to get taken advantage of. Lenny does not. Lenny is not. I'm not attracted to Lenny in any way whatsoever, regardless as to how he looks. Search up. What kind of name is that, Joel? KYY NGG. Oh, Jesus Christ. No. What is that thing? Thoughts on a Dalai Lama? He's a pedo. He's a pedo, Dalai Lama. Asking a kid to suck on his tongue. How can you go and explain that? You notice how they just shoved that right under the table like as if nothing happened? Well, Richard just sees money coming in there, you know, and stuff, and that's how he falls for things. Not everyone that gives donations or money have his best interest, but he doesn't care because he's still getting money, so. FBI kicked in the door. At your house? Not at my house, sir. My stream ain't working? I got an excellent connect. Oh, yeah, it is lagging. Yep, a little bit. Folks, eventually the streaming issue I'll have it taken care of there, you know. I can assure you on that. I will figure out a system. I'm not being held against my will whatsoever. Have I ever sucked on someone's tongue? Yeah, I've sucked on plenty of tongues there, Raul. But they were of age, you know. Now, one thing I will tell you guys this here directly, in this society or so forth, unless you ask people to show ID or so forth, you know, you never know how old someone is, but you got to make the best judgment itself there and just listen to people, you know, to make sure that they are not underage, because some guys and girls will lie about their age, you know. So you got to be very, very, very careful. Hey Joel, how you doing there? Because because you got some girls, you know, they already got big hooters there, but they can end up being 13 or 14 and stuff. The only time I've dated a 13-year-old person was whenever I was 14 or 15. So now I've had people that have lied about their age to me there, but whenever I was 21, I dated someone who turned out to be 17 years old, actually. I think that's the closest that I've actually been to. And even though that the age of consent is 16, you know, I stopped dating him simply because of the fact that he lied. Regardless as to what age, if I think he was afraid that if he was 17, you know, and stuff, that I wouldn't.
Suck on tongue, okay.
Vince with a $3 donation there. Yeah, sucking on a tongue is okay. It's the same as French kissing there. Just don't do it with the little boys like the Dalai Lama. But again, thanks for the donation there. Thoughts on training hip flexors? I see a lot of people doing those these days here, from the lifts on the bench with the barbell and stuff. I think naturally speaking, there's plenty of other exercises that work them out indirectly. So I don't think there's really any need for it. Not only that, it throws off your aesthetics here. I watched True Blood for 2 seasons on HBO. I never watched the rest of the seasons simply because I cut off the cable and stuff like that at the time. Slowly and gradually, I just stopped watching cable television. I don't know who an Eric Bergen hanging is.
It's probably normal in that region.
It's with a $100 donation. No, that's not normal at a. That's not normal in that region, Pug. Excuse me, Vince. That type of stuff is not normal in any type of region whatsoever. I mean, I've seen some of those Afghanistan videos where they're dating kids and stuff like that. But it is very inappropriate to do something like that, you know. And Dalai Lama knows better. Like I said, he has to be some sort of pedo or so. But again, thanks for the donation here. No, I didn't watch Angel on
Just
WB.
the other day my mom was sleeping and I started sucking her tongue and then she woke up and slapped me and then told me to keep going. Is it wrong to have a relationship with my mum? She's so damn hot. I've been attracted to her ever since I turned 20.
Joel, with a $3 donation, I think that counts as what, incest or something, or what do they call that? I think it's called incest. No, that's not good. I would seek psychological help, but thanks again for the $3 donation. I've never seen Stranger Things with the Johnsons. Like I said, it's very rare that I watch TV. I've watched some shows, but again, I no longer have cable, so I just find that cable paying for TV at this point in time is a waste of time. But again, thanks for the donation. I'm not sending myself any money there. I can't actually do it because YouTube will flag and ban me, actually. You can't send yourself donations. Technically, it would be called laundering. That's against YouTube policy. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I'm not sure what you're meaning by that. Wouldn't that suck if I had a hot mom? Get out of the incest stuff, folks. Inappropriate.
If guys find an incest is all good too.
And so as another $20 donation, you have to understand that the problem with incest is, it's all about genetics and stuff like that. So if you have a kid with someone that's related to you, it's going to have
Vince, that wasn't me. I have a mortgage and I don't do any of that shit.
But again, Vince, thanks for the $20 donation. I couldn't tell whether that was you or not there, Joel. But it is good. If it wasn't you, then it's good mints there. That's what this channel's all about. Just hanging out, having some good mints there. But again, thanks for the donation there. But, the problem with incest, which happens, it doesn't happen as much in the South as it used to. It used to happen more. Is that's where you come up with genetic trash and stuff like that. Let me show you a little bit of a map here. Let me see if I still got the link here. Hang tight, folks. Hold on. Hang tight, folks. Where is it? I used to keep that thing. I used to keep a chart around. Here we go. All right, folks, hang tight. All right, folks, this here is the chart for this whole thing. You have the Slayer, which is the top 1% of males. You have a Chad. This here is a normie and an incel.
Incest is okay. Your cousin Vince has taught me it's okay as long as nothing happens, as in pregnancy or anything. I mean, never since I learned she wanted me more than a son. I can't get enough of her. Her butt and bubs are to die for. I can't help it.
I know it isn't you, Joel, but thanks again for the donation here. So this is the chart that everyone should go by as far as dating is concerned. There, Every one of you piss troopers should have this, and this will identify yourself. So, are you a chat? Are you a slayer, a chad, a normie, an incel, or so forth? I would fall between the category of a chad and a normie, actually. But I think this is geared towards white people, I guess. But it also applies for black folks too, and any other race. But there you go, folks. That's how that works. See, I'm getting a lot better at the. I'm getting a lot better at the social media stuff. So. Brazil isn't a scary country or anything like that. It's just that people don't know how to keep their nose out of other people's business. It's the same as Mexico. Well, this is the chart chat there, you know. Let me put it up here again, you know. Yeah. This is the guy standard there. I don't know who made this, but it keeps things explained there as far as the what's what. And then, of course, you got the women chart there. Let's see. Let me find that. Hang tight, folks. Oh, I forgot to do the gay version of it. Here, hold on. There we go. Hang tight. All right, now you got this here. All right. This is where you get identified as a Brighton Mortox, a Boa Ingleberry, and stuff like that. And these are your. You have your muscular, your V shape, your bulky fit, your slim effeminate, your athletic, otter modes, and stuff. The only one that's missing is bear, in other words. Yeah, it's because I forgot to cut off the monitors and stuff. There you go. Lag? Yeah, there's going to be lag. Like I said, I don't have good internet. Like I said, at nighttime, whenever I'm streaming there, it'll. Let me try to cut off a couple systems. But folks, that's what happens whenever I try to show different charts and stuff, so. Chris Chan art, yeah. Well, my neighbor's internet's even worse. It's actually HughesNet. Well, Joel, I have to, in order for me to have cable and fiber, it has to be offered around, you know. But I'll get something figured out there pretty soon. I think I have an idea, but I'm gonna try it out. I just need I need a bunch of network cable here, but I'll see what I have. But I'll get things worked out, folks. Trust me. There's always a solution to everything. But folks, we got about 10 minutes left, so get your questions in. If you want to throw something in the pot, you definitely can do that as well. Joel, I have to wait until Spectrum or AT&T comes out. That's not going to be for at least another 7 to 8 months at least. Do I ever do yoga? I used to do yoga a long time ago, but that was just one of those fads here. How much do go up? I don't even know who Joel's dad is there, Andrew, so I can't really answer that question. Well, I got to take care of some other things there, Andrew.
Stream at mom's house.
Vince with a $3 donation. My mom has no internet. I mean, she's in her 70s. She doesn't have any internet. She doesn't get on the internet or anything. She does have cable there, but she doesn't pay for cable. I mean, she doesn't pay for any internet services. She also has no computer neither. I actually gave her a computer one time and she never used it. But again, thanks for the donation there. But yeah, Andrew, I gotta head on out there. I'm sorry. This is, I mean, I'm like I said, nowadays I'm trying to do more streams than usual there, so you can definitely expect that. Remember, Saturday I did like a 5 hour stream, so there's gonna be more streams. It'll have to be at a different time, Raul. So sorry I can't stay on tonight there. Just got some other stuff I got to take care of. Sorry. That and then wouldn't be the midnight run neither. So yep, that's another thing. The Like I said, during the night it's going to get a lot worse there. Did I ever think Richard Simmons was handsome? No, because he has that afro. Ugh. You don't understand. He's like in his 70s or 80s here. In fact, I don't even have any clue as far as to what he looks like now there, to be honest with you. He's been out of circulation in quite some time here, so but I'll figure out a better way to get a little bit more bandwidth out though. Gives me at times where I wish I was working at Verizon still. I'm not gonna leave, folks. Come on there. No, if I have another cigar tonight there, Raul, I won't be able to sleep. Richard Simmons was a guru because he did aerobics. He was actually in good shape there. I think people have the misconception that everyone needs to be a bodybuilder in order to be a fitness expert. Richard Simmons was definitely a fitness expert. He used to be a fatty whenever he started out, and then he started losing weight, and then he taught a lot of other people to lose weight. So he just wasn't a bodybuilder, and who cares? I think he did very well for his career. He helped a lot of people lose weight. He did a lot more than Tony Huge, that's for sure. He didn't teach people how to use steroids. And his steamer product was pretty good there. I actually had that. Did I ever watch Queer Eye for the Straight Guy? Yes, I did watch all the episodes of that. If you leave, we'll all unsub. Yeah. If you unsub, I'll see you next week then. Like I said, you don't have to be subscribed in order to watch the live stream, but you have to be subscribed if you wish to ask a question. So you have to be subscribed for 1 minute, so you can subscribe for 1 minute, and once the show ends, you can unsubscribe. I've never done a Cleveland steamer. Ew, ew, ew. It isn't just that there, it's just that my bandwidth is getting a lot worse now, which that's because more people are using the cellular internet at nighttime. I wonder. Joel, I'm not staying on for another hour. I'm sorry. But I may do another live stream on Saturday. Joel, don't break my vow to order 88. Yeah, I used to do those order 88s here. But then I found out that 88 was was actually Heil Hitler. So no order 88s, folks. It is in the Star Wars manual as far as what an order 88 is. All right, folks, 2 minutes left. Get your questions in. If you need to put anything in the pot, you can. Like I said, there may be another stream on Saturday as well. I can't do an Order 66 there. I mean, it may be a piss trooper and everything like that, but I think I think a Delray Misfit would be able to call it there. I would feel kind of squeamish to call an Order 66 on someone. How much money would it take on for another half hour? Maybe like $100 or so. And I've stayed on longer at times, so here's what I'll do. I'll at least finish this glass of rum and coke before I leave, so. So I'll at least do that. I'll finish this glass of rum and coke before I leave. Oh, let's cut down the music. Let's see who else is streaming tonight anyway. Let's see, I'm streaming. Cat Trumpet is streaming. Is J Masters hot? No. Already mentioned that before. I said I was going to finish this up.
Here.
Pugman with a $100 donation. Well, I did say that, so I guess we're going to stay on for another hour, folks. One more hour. Okay. One more. Let's turn off the music. All right. Y'all better thank Pugman for that there. Do I think Ninja is attractive? There's a lot of guys that are named Ninja, Andrew. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure which ninja you're talking about there. Yeah, y'all better thank Pugman, that's for sure. I was actually joking about that, but I made the promise as a promise, of course. So, oh boy. So we'll be up here for until 1 a.m. in the morning here. I sure am gonna have a late night tonight, that's for sure. Could young Big Lenny have flattened Royd up a heart attack collie muscle on a football field? I don't quite understand what you're actually saying. Uh, but if you're thinking if he can run him over, I would say yes. That's what I think I'm interpreting it. Should I work at Walmart? I worked at Walmart before. It's hard work, but it's a good and honest job, and there's plenty of positions, Pugman, that you can work at there. It's not really the companies. A lot of news stations say that such and such job is horrible. That's what they said about Verizon, that it was a horrible company to work for, as well as Amazon, but that's just simply not true. It's really all about the position. But again, thanks for the donation, Pugman. You certainly take good care of me. You guys better thank Pugman there. If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't run until 1 o'clock a.m. But I don't mind hanging out with you guys here, so I'll just put the work aside for later. Ninja artist from Die Antwood. Let's see. Let me look that up, folks. Oh God. Jesus Christ. What is that thing? Well, that's a sick freak. Do I think I would be happier if I'm back at Verizon? If I ever get cable or fiber, I can go back to Verizon. But I have two cell phone companies now, so I'd have to give them up. I think my time at Verizon's over with, to be honest with you. I don't think I'll be in a position to where I would go back to working at Verizon. I would probably work at somewhere else. But I do value the time that I spent there, that's for sure. You know, they got me out of debt. They paid me quite handsomely for the work that I did. I mean, it was a lot of work there, but can I incorporate twerking for $50 in live streams? You will never see me twerk. You know, that just won't happen. You can't pay me enough to actually twerk. Well, maybe. It'd have to be like $500 or something like that. Or but no, I'm not gonna do any twerking or anything. Uh, but the thing about it is I think I don't want to be in a position. I always want to keep my channel fun, but I want to be concise as far as the type of material that I'm bringing out there. I feel that twerking is one of those TikTok things there, something that the young folks do. You ruin their carpet. Dusty, I really can't go any further than 1 o'clock a.m. there. I'm sorry. That would mean I would have to play a song, I guess, here. So I never saw the big thing as far as twerking is concerned, but that's probably because I'm like 46 years old. Oh, yes, I definitely do core exercises. That's one of the benefits of having the total gym machine around because practically every exercise that you do on a total trainer will actually work out the core. The core is very important because that's what allows you to lift heavy and allows you to do most of your weights here. Well, Nicki Minaj is like in her 20s or 30s or so. Oh, truth one. I've done a 5 hour stream there. If I get better internet, I probably do longer streams. But I don't think I could stay awake for 24 hours. Why is there a stained carpet in my Verizon carpet? Oh, you mean the picture of my office itself there? I mean, it was a newer office building that we were in, but it was still at least 20 or 30 years old. You have to understand Verizon was like 5 floors, so I think that any stain that's on the carpet, it probably eventually got cleaned, but I guess it was at a time to where they hadn't got to cleaning it yet. But as far as that's concerned, whenever I went to the corporate offices at Verizon to work there, I just went into my cubicle and I just did the work. That's all I could do. I should do a total gym at home workout live. I'll do separate. I've done separate videos before, but they didn't get exactly great results or anything like that. Plus, there's a lot of danger as far as working out live because if I get injured or something like that, and it would, there's a tendency to where I can just really screw up or so forth. I don't want to be in the same position like Vegan Games where where I get injured and you guys watch me suffer and sprawl all over the place. And I have gotten hurt while working out there or have strained a muscle or so. Yeah, Pugman's a good guy, that's for sure. I mean, he's really taking good care of me. He supported my channel there. And you guys as well, just hanging out there and everything there. Like I said, I have no channel without the people that's in there, and stuff. Ah, gay for pay. That has been going on for decades, and stuff. It's just a way to earn money. I won't I won't discuss the conversation that I had with Nick Trigili, but his conversation with me as far as to why he did that all makes perfect sense here. One thing you have to remember this: there's no activity or aspiration in the world that's worth paying to give up your dignity. Your dignity should be priceless, folks. You should not have to put any dollar amount upon it. There. That's that, and I'm not referring to twerking. I'm talking about any type of behavior that diminishes things here. That diminishes your own personality and stuff like that. Have I ever done gay for pay? No, I've never done gay for pay. I mean, I'm already gay, you know. Well, technically, I'm gay and I'm getting paid. So I guess that would be gay for pay, but not the type that you guys are referring to, of course. The porn industry itself, they do pay more money for gay actors there, from what I understand. So if a person that's doing straight porn decides to do gay porn, I'm sure it's like a premium that they get there, you know, especially if they take it up the ass and stuff. So I think that's what John Holmes did there. He did straight porn and then he started doing gay porn. Well, the expectation, Kaizen, is that, you know, and it's sad for me to say that in society, women are more conceived as sex objects than men. Of course, plus, in order to have the porn industry, most things focus on women. You know, that's just a hormonal type thing. I mean, I think one person told me that with women they can wrap a man around with the type of finger, but it's what I consider Athens as or Kaizen. It's what I consider as instinctive behavior. You know. Hmm. But I would never do any porn or anything like that. You couldn't pay me enough to do any porn. Let's say I actually did do porn, then, you know, what takes it with my personality? I would no longer be taken as serious, I wouldn't be no longer taken seriously. That's what I've tried to tell Richard. That's why most vegan activists don't even associate with vegan gains. Not only because of his nutcaseness or anything, it's because of his OnlyFans as well. You know, they don't want to be associated with them because it takes the seriousness out of the vegan movement per se. What is my favorite porn category? Gay porn, obviously. I do like seeing women with big knockers and stuff, you know. I've always liked hooters, you know, especially like tig fat bitties here. I mean, who doesn't like titties anyway? You know, I was on Joe Piataro's show there, and he had asked me the same question. Ah, Servage. I think he got sick of some. I think he got sick and got some food poisoning. But what do you expect when you're going around eating raw meat from indeterminate sources here? You know, the thing about it is, they always say that cavemen used to eat raw meat, but at the same time, your average caveman, from all records, usually lived to be 30. You know, I mean, the thing about it is, as far as things are concerned, I want you to think about this, Raul. If I had built my channel upon being a porn actor, for example, then I would stick with being a porn actor. I would do things on porn on Pornhub and OnlyFans. But that's what I would actually, you know, that would be my general genre or so forth there. If you're a porn actor, there's nothing wrong with the porn actor itself there. The problem lies in as far as to where that's not your job title, in other words. Nick Trigili was an IFBB pro bodybuilder and he decided to get on Pornhub there. That's what messed everything up as far as reputation wise. And as a result, he didn't get the sponsors that he needed to continue competing, you know. And that happens with a lot of fitness competitors here, and stuff. Uh, Let me give you. There's one person there. There's a number of IFBB pro bodybuilders that have completely ruined their careers by doing gay porn and stuff like that. It just messes things up. It's not you come in as a bodybuilder, but if all of a sudden you just switch hit and turn into something that you're not by doing OnlyFans and gay porn, then it messes up what you stand for. I would only do porn if I started my whole genre as being a porn actor. But I come in but my genre is a fitness professional and a businessman. If I start doing OnlyFans, then that completely just blows that out of the water. And I still wouldn't do it anyway. I did security at plenty of porn studios and it smells. I wouldn't be able to keep it hard with that smell. I really wouldn't. It wouldn't matter if I had a fluffer anyway. Porn studios really smell bad because of you have to remember, because they're having all this sex, all these pheromones and stuff are all around, and then you got the lubricants and stuff like that. It smells bad. The smell of sex, and if it's mingling around and it gets sour and stuff. And that's one, I hated doing security at those places. Oh, what's up, Danny? We're hanging in there for another hour. You can thank Pugman for that. So, looks like you didn't miss the show. I've already given my opinion on Perrin Fitness here. I'll be honest with you, he has the capability of doing actual videos, but he's being lazy and just doing only Leo and longevity videos for views. That's what's got him monetized and stuff like that. I think once the Leo and longevity train runs out, he's going to be in a position where he's going to have trouble finding content to keep his channel going. Well, yes, fire did do that. It killed diseases. It also kept them warm in the wintertime. I wouldn't date a person that's 400 pounds because someone that's obese like that means that they don't take good care of themselves. Plain and simple. Now, I've been on a date with someone that has been 300 pounds, but the guy was like 6'8", and stuff. So, needless to say, the date still didn't go well anyway. So, yeah, exactly. There's no corporate sponsors that would want me afterwards here. Ever happens to nothing happens to pro athletes. Here's the thing, Raul. As far as football players, I think people are accepting to the fact that after so many injuries, hits to the head, CTE, and everything like that, a lot of pro athletes will go on weed in order to cure them of, headaches and stuff like that, as opposed to taking medication. So I think people are more supportive of pro athletes endorsing weed than other people. Rich Piana was over 300 pounds. I think his maximum weight was about 350, but I don't think he ever got to 400. But he was a huge dude. Whenever I went to an expo and saw him, I'm like, that's one huge dude, you know. But I also already knew that he was not going to live very long. And part of the reason I thought that, and he actually said it himself, that he probably wasn't going to live long. Aaron P's okay with me there. I don't think he's gay or anything like that. I watched some of his stuff. He's all right there. Good kid. It's hard for me to actually really hate someone, Raul. It really is. I don't have that personality. Even if someone pisses me off or so forth, I'm only pissed off for maybe all of about a day or so, and then I just forget about it. No, Athens, don't worry about what. I mean, Pugman does pretty good there, you know, and stuff. I got the worst security assignments. How about Saferist? Well, Pugman, I no longer do security work. I've not done any security work for at least my last job was back in 2007. Now, I've done some occasional ones over the years, but I'm not actively doing any security work. Now, I did have an offer at Lockheed Martin to do security work, but I turned it down. There were a couple things about it. I had worked at Lockheed Martin before, but I had worked in, well, I can't discuss what I did at Lockheed Martin. Let's just say I was a director of something. So, but that was during my short engineering days. Well, Piana lived the fast life there, Athens. He lived fast and hard, you know. My gold, I have it put away somewhere. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna be honest with you, Pugman. I don't know where I've got my gold put at. I think it's in one of my storage buildings or so. I don't keep it in my house because I don't want it to get stolen or anything. Now, one thing I do mention is I did buy gold from Carrot Bars. If you guys have ever heard of Carrot Bars, they ripped off a number of people, and I had about 2,000 in gold there that was actually long gone. And then you see, the gold that I actually have, Pugman, they're on cards and stuff like that. So I have a bunch of little cards. I don't actually have them in coins. I have them on little cards with a little bar on it in particular. But it is important to keep gold and silver around because that's going to be physical stuff there. And gold and silver is always going to they're always going to have banking as opposed to the printed money that people think it's worth anything. Uh, Piana had some big delts and everything like that, but he also used synthol as well. So probably a lot of it is goofy goop. What happened to Leo? I think what happened to Leo was that someone was trying to get information on Tony Huge about something, and since Leo didn't know, they just killed him. He was just I think he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Pugman, I thought it was in my drawer, but it wasn't there. Gold is not something I pretty much look at or so forth. I know I have it around here somewhere. I think at this point, I think it's in my storage building. I have it. I just don't know where I put it there. You know, I know that sounds weird, but it's the thing about gold is I keep it stored away for a rainy day. But if I ever do need it, I'll definitely find it. I'm trying to get my YouTube shorts up. They're a good number, but dang, it's easy to do shorts there. But don't forget that YouTube only pays 2 cents per thousand views. But they are good for building up a subscriber base. I misplaced some of it there, Pug. But I did also get ripped off by. All right, let me show you guys something here. Give me just a minute. Hold on a minute, folks. Cut this off. This is Carrot Bars. Bank of Nambia officially declared a pyramid scheme while in Germany. Now I'm going to show you guys one other thing here. Since we do got the extra time, hang tight. I don't want you guys looking at my passwords or anything. I'm going to show you something. Since Pugman's here, I'm going to show you something here, Pugman. Check this out. I'm going to show you guys one of my crypto accounts here. And I also got ripped off on this too. All right, folks. Hang tight. Check this stuff out. All right, I'm going to cut off the screen here. This here is one of my cryptocurrency accounts that I have. Now, if you guys look over here, I bought 3,500 G999 coins, and I used Bitcoin in order to pay for them. I think I took about, I don't know, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to buy the G99 coins, and as you can see, it's only worth 786, and what they did was a pump and dump. Yes, this is well, Pugman, I had some friends that went into the G999's part, and I looked over everything. I thought it looked good and everything like that. That's the thing about investments here. Sometimes you get the elevator and sometimes you get the shaft there. But this is one of my crypto accounts here. There's still a little taste, but I keep most of my other stuff in Coinbase here. So, but yeah, I still own 3,500. I still own 3,400. 3,500 G999 coins. But I just wanted to show you this as a lesson. You got to be very careful as far as to what you invest in. And you know what? This thing is actually still going on. So. But let's cut off that screen here. Pugman, I'll find out where the gold is. I'll have to go to my storage building or so. I thought it was in my drawer, but it didn't. It's just not something I really keep up with. There's a lot of stuff that I keep stored away for safety. There are personal papers and files that I keep stored away. I definitely don't, things like that I don't really like keeping in my house. Hey, Theodore, I certainly hope you're doing well. Well, Julio, I've made investments that have actually paid off. And just like I just showed you guys, I've had other investments that didn't pay off. Yeah, Pugman, Coinbase is one of the ones that hadn't collapsed. And the thing about it is that I got my crypto coin from mining, but I was mining back in 2011. That's when it was actually worth mining for Bitcoin. The only thing is, I wish I had kept mining and I kept all the Bitcoin and I didn't get rid of it. But it was 2016 and I was going broke, so I had no choice but to sell it. I still made a profit off of it. Don't get me wrong or anything. But every day I still imagine how much money I would actually have. I would have over $1 million, that's for sure. So, but that's the thing about life. That's one of the reasons, Pugman, why I decided to buy the G999 coin, just to get into it, because I was hoping that the same thing would turn out with Bitcoin as did with the G999 coin, and it really didn't there, you know. Well, Lamar, Coinbase is a good place to keep your Bitcoin. So I still have Bitcoin left, folks, here. Just don't buy any G999 coins. All right, Theodore, take care of yourself. Thanks for showing up here at the show. Let me see what other questions I missed while I was up there running my mouth here. Thoughts on Lenny calling Goddess again? I think Lenny needs to stay away from that Goddess there. I think it's you guys remember what I said there before, and I made those videos. It looks like everything that I've said is right. Yes, this is an OT. You can thank Pugman for that. Andrew, Pugman's a good guy there, you know. Yeah. But I think that question is kind of inappropriate there. So, but in life, folks, I've had failed business ventures. I've lost a lot of money over time there. That's the thing about investments here. But I've had a lot of good investments here. I would honestly say, I've had more investments that failed than passed. But remember, folks, you only need one good investment there. Like I said, when I was mining for Bitcoin, that was a great investment, even though I didn't get the full potential of it. But you can't predict what happens 5 years from now. Who knew that? If I knew that Bitcoin for one Bitcoin it'd be worth 30,000, of course I would have held on to it. But I didn't. You got to accept things as it is. At your 28 there, hmm. Hold on just a minute. Let me check my file cabinet. I may have some in there. Eh, look here. Old ROTC. Mm. Yeah, I've got the gold that I keep is somewhere out in the probably out in the storage building. The way I operate these days is if it's something that I don't need or something that is something that's not being used at the point in time, and this then I just store it away. I mean, I still got floppy disk there. Those double-sided density drives there, Pugman. Those floppies that used to be used. I still got a bunch of those in storage there. I don't consider it as hoarding, but there's just essential information that, while I've not accessed it in like decades, I still like keeping it around. At the very least, I don't want other people getting a hold of it. Can you come over for a cookout? Sure. If I ever have a cookout, you guys are welcome to come over. Uh, no, it's perfectly fine to show gold on the internet or so forth. The only thing is yes, that I do worry about. That's one of the things I do worry about is that someone would know I have something in the house and try to steal it there. That's why I've always kept things like that in storage. But I thought I thought I had it in the drawer with some watches and stuff, but I actually didn't. So it's in the storage building. And I'll have to go and dig through it in order to get it. It's kind of full. But I was able to show you the GSP part, some of my where I keep some of my Bitcoin stuff there. You know, because it's not like no one can come to my house and know my passwords and stuff to get into it. And I use one of those encryption keys. If you've, let me show you this here. You ever heard of a Google Authenticator? The Authenticator is, it sends out a code that lasts for maybe like 2 minutes and it allows me to access my Bitcoins. Would I date Darius Rucker? No. But yeah, no one can break into my house and steal Bitcoin because in order to get a hold of my Bitcoin, you have to have my Google Authenticator. You know, you would have to know how it works because there's other things in that. But yeah, but I hope that was kind of interesting for you. I mean, since we're going over an extra hour, and thought I'd show some assets here. But, at the same time, I want you guys to learn that even with any best intentions and best investments, sometimes you can get the shaft, but you got to keep going in life there, folks. I've had bad investments. I've lost money. I lost money in carrot bars to where I've purchased gold from them, and the guy ran off. His name is Harold Scheitz here. He's actually hiding. He's actually hiding outside of Europe. They have him on Interpol right now. And nowadays, he's trying to get people to sign up with a company called Mindbase. It's just another scam there. So, but the thing about it is my friends also. The thing about it is that I'm still friends with them because guess what? They lost way more money than I did. $1,000. I hate even losing $2 here. But I can't do nothing about it. You just got to live. If I could, what Hollywood male celebrities would I date? No one's ever asked me that question. I think Jim Carrey would be interesting. Let's see. If he was still alive, maybe Cary Grant or so forth. I wouldn't date Sean Connery, but I would have definitely loved to hang out with him and stuff there. I would consider these are people that I would want to hang out with rather than to screw or anything. You've lost more money on buffets than anything. I've had some bad I mean, that's the whole thing about business here. You're going to have bad investments here. Yeah, let me cut off this dashboard thing. Now, folks, if you're going to ask me about the Coinbase, I'm definitely not going to show you that, That's also stuff that I keep away for the rainy day. But, folks, I don't just have gold. I also have silver as well. I have a good amount of silver there. And the good thing about silver is, you can go to these estate sales. You can get silverware and stuff like that. I'm not big on collectible coins or anything. But there's other things that are more collectible than gold coins. So since Brugman brought it out, let me show you guys this here. You know that picture you see on the side here? If you want to see something that's worth more than gold, check this out. This here, folks, is... I got this at an estate sale. This is a portrait of the Virginia Territory. It's it's close to about 200 years old. I haven't hung it up yet, but it is worth a significant amount in value. as far as things are concerned. But you have to remember, don't just invest in any type of gold. Other things such as artwork, video games, and stuff like that, vintage video games, they're going to also be worth money. Value is in the eye of the beholder. That's why people buy these collectible cars because they know they're going to appreciate in value, even more than what houses do. You have to consider that, things like portraits here. This here that I just showed you, that's going to continuously go up in value. And it's definitely going to be a better investment than just holding your money in a savings account. Well, it's sealed there, Pugman, and plus I keep it out of the sun, so it is still nice and shiny new. Thank goodness. That's also what holds the value. But even though I showed you on the camera, there are still edges and stuff. There are still a little bit of fading on it there, but it was well taken care of though. But yeah, it's about 200 years old. Or at least close to it. It's I never actually got that dated. Actually, definitely older than 100 there, but there are some fade marks on it. Do I think Abraham Lincoln was attractive? No. He just looked like a. But that was in that time in the 1800s, I guess that would have been considered as handsome. Let me make sure I turn that off. Yeah, I turned it off. Somehow it's coming through a little fuzzy. Let me see if I'm still having lag. Yep, still lag, folks. Could Big Daddy Trips have been a pro wrestler? Yes, he could have been a pro wrestler if he applied himself to it. Pugman, that was the Virginia territory. That's what Virginia looked like in the 1700s, before Virginia was a state. But I just wanted to show you guys that I don't just have multiple sources of income. I do have multiple sources of different things that I keep in order to uh, and I consider it as appreciative items that will appreciate over time, as they get older. Let's take a look. I was up there rambling and I missed a bunch of questions. Last thing I answered is you talked about buffets and stuff. Did I see the new M. Night? No, I've not seen that movie, Lamar. Like I said, I'm not much of a person that watches TV or any movies or anything like that. But if it comes on, if it's something I have to pay for, I'm not going to go watch it. If it's something that's like on Amazon Prime, for example, then I would definitely go and watch it. It would be worth my time there. Lamar, whenever I go to an estate sale, anything that I find of value, I usually get, and stuff. Thus, the reason for the storage building. Because any items that's in there is going to appreciate in value to where I may need it in the future. That's what everyone needs to do. Because guess what? Eventually the dollar bill will collapse. And even, I'm going to be honest with you, even the gold market will collapse. It can have its ups and downs here. So you want to have different investments here, not just in businesses, but just in goods in particular, you know. That's why I like shows like the has anyone ever watched the Antiques Roadshow? That is awesome. You get to learn a lot about different things that are of value, you know. Well, Lamar, I certainly hope Batista is getting better acting. Because after all, that's what he's now doing for a living. He's no longer a professional wrestler since he's retired. Hmm. All right, folks, we got 13 minutes left. Get your questions in. Y'all want to put anything in the collection box? You certainly can. And boy, am I sleepy at this point. And still, I got to stay up until like 2 in the morning to work on a couple of files. All right, Andrew, thanks again for joining me for the show here. Definitely appreciate that. I definitely do need to get organized a little bit better. I've gotten a little sloppy on things. Oh boy. Now, folks, I'm probably going to do another stream. I'm going to try out the Midnight Run UK probably. It would start at around 5 o'clock p.m. I just got to see how that works out. The bandwidth will definitely be better. It won't be like this here, that's for sure, because there's very little internet that's being used. You see, because I have neighbors, they have kids and they're playing video games all night and everything. So it really stretches out that cellular internet a bunch. But not the same as like 5 o'clock p.m. Mm. Oh boy. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, but what I'm going to end up doing there, since Pugman had donated there, I'm going to try to look and see. I can use the money in order to see what other enhancement devices I can get in order to keep this lag time from getting down. So I'm gonna definitely put the money back into the channel there because we've been having a lot of I've been having a lot of lag issues lately, and I don't want that continue to go on this channel. Who's gonna win the NBA championships? I haven't kept. I don't keep up with basketball. I don't really watch it or anything. No, I definitely can't do another hour. I'm gonna be up now until like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning there. So, But no worries, no worries. Who is in the NBA playoffs here? Let's take a look and see. Then I can give you an answer. So, Nets and 76ers, Knicks and Cavaliers, Lakers and Grizzlies. No Chicago Bulls. I guess they're not playing as well since Jordan is gone, so see, this is just how little I've actually kept up with the with basketball, sadly. Well, the Bulls did win a play-in tournament there, but then got killed by the Heat. I mean, one other big thing that I'm not keeping up with sports as much is because I also closed down my sports book. So now that I'm not running a sports book, yeah, that's what it's looking like there, Lamar. The Bulls have been on a decline. I've really not kept up with any sports or anything ever, like I said before, I get ESPN Plus with my Amex because they give me the Disney bundle and stuff and Peacock and everything. But I don't even use those particular services. Derrick Rose. Let's see what his stats are. I at least know he's a basketball player. Well, strongman is popular. It's more popular than bodybuilding. Uh, I think the reason why it's not as popular as basketball is I want you to think about this here. Every regular person can play basketball. Every regular person can play football. Not everyone can be a strongman. Not everyone can be a bodybuilder. Sports that are going to be popular to people are going to be sports to where they have the impression of where they can actually do it on their own, for example. The most popular sport in the world is, of course, soccer or football in European countries. The reason being is because anyone can play soccer. The only thing you need is a field and a ball. You don't need anything else. You don't need goals or anything like that. Anyone can play soccer, as opposed to, baseball or football. You need equipment for that. What is my preferred pronoun? Man. Man. I'm not big into pronouns or anything. You can call me Vince or man or Big Brother Almighty or Smooth Daddy Long Stroke. All right, Pugman. Thanks again for donating there. Like I said, you always take good care of me. The money that you donated, I'll definitely put back into the channel there. That's for sure. Will I be doing a reaction live tomorrow? Probably not. It'll probably be a live stream. If I try to do the live react or so forth, chances are it's going to really cut off the bandwidth. So I definitely need to get that fixed. So I need to come up with some solutions. I like Adam Rose. I think he got a raw deal by the WWE for the domestic situation. It's just that he did that at the wrong time with the Me Too movement being in full effect. I did watch part of Bob Chick's last video with Big Ramy, but I didn't complete it, actually. I'll probably watch the rest of it tomorrow. Vegan Gains has already competed in bodybuilding. He did a fitness show at one time. So I think he would have the aptitude to actually compete in bodybuilding. All right, Theodore. Thanks again for joining me for the show here. So let's get a little out music going. Well, I won't be able to get any rest there. I still got a lot of work to complete before the end of the night, so. That's the way business is sometimes. But 3 minutes left, folks. If y'all want to donate to the internet fund, you certainly can. All right, Kaizen, thanks again for joining me for this show. I wonder. Tomorrow's workout. Yeah, I'm going to work out early in the morning before I'm going to head to the gym tomorrow morning. So I need to get packed up. Where to find images? You can go to Pixabay. But I'm just going to have some thumbnails. I'll check your football highlight there, Lamar. Since I'm going to be working overnight, I'll go ahead and put that on right now. So. All right, folks, it is 1:00 a.m. Want to thank everyone that's donated. I want to thank everyone that joined me for the midnight run, or in this case, the 1 a.m. run. And folks, I'm still working on the bandwidth. Hopefully, I'll have a solution for you. So that's why I'm going to be running more live streams to test out a couple of things. So just watch out for that. There's not going to be anything on